So along the way, as you can see, I've developed swag. You know, do-rag, sunglasses, you know, the works. And a man who really helped me along this way is my friend Jonathan. And he actually collabed with me on this song. And he really helped me find balance in my life, you could say. And yeah, so let's get into the lyrics. So the first lyric is, if you want to obtain the swag and lose the lane, your unbalanced equation is to blame. And that's because if you've got an unbalanced equation on you, you're gonna be lame. Because, you know, it can't be created or destroyed, man. Like Bearre said, subscripts gotta remain the same, coefficients change your lane. Well, see, the meaning behind this is that when balancing an equation, you can't change the subscripts that are already there. You have to find the coefficient. And the subscript is a little number, all right? And then the coefficient is the big number before, all right? So you have to change the coefficient to change the numbers to make it balanced. Find the common denominator. Call me the reaction negotiator. I say this because when you're balancing equations, things that make the process way faster, as my friend Jonathan taught me, is if you find the common denominator, you can just multiply the subscripts, all right, to equal the lowest common denominator, and then bam, you're even. All right, next bar. Basic and acidic, it's really not complex. It's hot and it's fire, like turtlenecks. Well, see, basic and acidic, it's the two types of equation, and you have to be able to solve both, all right? And my friend Jonathan goes in depth later in the bars about that. Turtlenecks, obviously, a la Steve Jobs. Great, it's great fashion, insane amount of swag, really. I wish I could have steamed to that level, but right now, I'm just a beginner. Do-rag, sunglasses, as you can see. Nothing can be crafted or destroyed. Unbalanced equations, straight psycho, Sigmund Freud. You see, this last bar here is my favorite, mainly because nothing can be created or destroyed, and like I quoted in the first bar, my man Bearre, theory of conservation of mass. Nothing can be created or destroyed. So you can't have one balance, let's say having like 4 HCl's, and then the other side having like 20. That doesn't make sense. And then the last part, unbalanced equations, straight psycho, Sigmund Freud. Obviously, I'm referring to the great psychiatrist, Sigmund Freud, an idol that I look up to in my life. And, you know, the term psycho, some people believe that he was indeed a psychopath with the whole mom thing, but that's not what really I'm referencing here. I'm talking about how he developed psychoanalysis. I know it really has nothing to do with balancing equations, but think about it. Sigmund Freud, great example of how to be balanced.
Yeah, one sec. I just gotta move my bag. Hold on. Wait. Anyways, so it's quite a simple story, really. I just got off the phone with my boy Usher, the plane and touchdown. Was sharing drinks with my fam Playboy Carti, you know, my slime. So, anyways, I got a call from my boy Bearre, and he was like, "Fool, I'm swagless. Absolutely no drip, none, right?" So, I hooked them up. Take the equation and take all the numbers, look at the way that they all oxidize, write it all down on the paper, try to get them equal on both sides. Basically, each element has an oxidation number, and you want to look at the oxidation number from the beginning and to where it goes into the products. And you look at the products and you notice the difference in changes, and whether it gains an oxidation number or if it loses an oxidation number, that tells you whether or not it was the oxidizing agent or the redox agent. Do that by adding electrons to ones that are lesser. It evens out like all the time. So basically, what you want to do there is, at the end result, you want to have all the electrons equal on both sides. And once the electrons are equal on both sides, you can cancel it out, and then bam, you have your equation, and it's ready. You know. I'm saying, right? Take the O and take the H, balance it, and watch the water change. Right there, really what I was talking about was So when you have these equations and you have oxygen, right? You want to add H's to the other side, whether it's the left or right. You want to be sure to balance it. And then once you balance it with the H's, you get H2O on one of the sides. And then you want to balance that H as well. And then from there, bam, you have your balanced equation. You know, you just multiply multiply it by a coefficient, whether on the outside, to make sure that the oxidizing agent and the redox agent are the same. And then basically you're straight, fam. You're good. You're good. So, really, fam, that's about it.